Hi, welcome. It's time for a campaign update and a state of my campaign, state of the union, and state of the world address for today. It's Wednesday in October 2025. Welcome. So, I am here to talk about my campaign right now. This is part one. I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, a presidential candidate from the 2024 presidential election, and I have a lawsuit pending with the Supreme Court about election fraud, and so I have not conceded the election. I'm waiting for a result on my lawsuit. And that's where I am with my campaign. I will say that recently I started to research a little bit because I'd never heard from any of the states about whether I got any votes or not. I did hear from the Green Party. They made a list of who got what votes, and according to their list, I got some. But I'm now doing my own investigation, and what I'm finding is so far. I mean, I haven't gotten far into the research, but it seems that a lot of the states, they in their final results, they bunch all the write-ins together. They don't separate them by name. So you don't know if you have any votes in that state or not. And there each state is doing it differently, so it's hard to manipulate their system to get the information in the first place. So I'm just starting on that. What I'm finding is there's like these different voting terminology. So there's write-in candidates, then there's overvote and undervote or something like that. I don't know. There's some really strange terminology that I'm trying to find out what it means, and yeah, what all it means basically. So I hope to give you maybe in the day, like maybe over the weekend, I'll have some more notes to give you where I can talk better about this. But it's how can I say it? It's not so clear what these other votes that are existing are for. Where did they come from, and why are they there? So, yeah, so I'm working on that, a little clarification in voting. And that's about it at this moment. Yeah. So, campaign wise, I'm still doing my stuff. I'm trying to think of when the next time I'll be holding an event to sort of protest the fact that votes have gone uncounted, like my vote did not get counted here in West Virginia, and I'm not the only one. So, yeah, I have to talk to West Virginia and see where my vote in that category is, see how they have it separated too. But right now I'm concentrating on other states and looking around to see what's gone on. And that's all I can say on that right now. Yeah, so I don't, we have, I guess, Veterans Day coming up. And then we have also Thanksgiving. So those two dates I'll be doing something, but I don't know what yet. And I may have to do something else, but right now this is where I am with the campaign update. I'm trying to find out, where I really have votes, or what happened. where these other votes, what they are, where they came from. In some states there's a equal amount of absentee votes as to real people votes walking in the door and voting. So that, absentee votes, I know from my own experience that probably the whole time I was in Switzerland voting, I was not voting. Somebody voted absentee for me. So the absentee votes can be extremely fraudulent. So this is something to be aware of too, because I know that 2 times I still had my ballot in my hand on election day when I was 20 years in Switzerland. And so when I asked them if I voted, they said I voted in every election. So this is a problem. Absentee votes are fraudulent for the most part. The potential of fraudulent votes in them is very high. So, we got to come up with a new way, folks. This is not working. But the Supreme Court has my lawsuit. So let's see. I mean, the other thing that we need to think about is, supposedly all U.S. citizens over the age of 18 are allowed to vote. And so what we really have is, do we have a quorum? If all citizens are allowed to vote, but all the states have put this rule that you have to be registered to vote, so that's like another obstacle. And then the quorum, should it be still for all the citizens in that county who are of voter age? Or is it just the registered voters? So if it's all citizens, then do we really have a quorum? Do we have enough votes from each county to declare a winner? Or are we just talking about the registered voters, and that's the quorum, and then we have probably enough? This is this registered to vote thing, it's just being used and abused, and it's a way to manipulate the public. And as we saw with the No Kings march all over the country, people want their voices heard. And they know they're not being heard, so they're not even voting anymore because there's no point. And if they walk through the door, their vote's going to be manipulated anyways, so what's the point? So, I guess, what do I have to do, Supreme Court, to get you to act? I guess that's the real question. It's absurd what the Democrats and Republicans have organized for our country. And you have the power to change this. It's in your hands. So, I don't know. I don't know. Do something. You're the only ones who seem to be able to do something. So do something. Okay. So that's, otherwise, I got personal things I got to do, and I started a book, and although it's a private book, but I'll get to another book too. I mean, if I would actually, get known, or whatever the case may be, then a book based on my campaign would also be something interesting to write about. But until I'm somehow known, it doesn't make sense. So, Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying is correct. What do I have to do to get you to act on my lawsuit? All right. So that's my campaign part of my campaign, state of my campaign for today. That's the end of part 1. Part 2 is coming up, State of the Union, in a second. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.